Welcome, one and all, to the People May Show, a weekly amplification of your bad choices and your regrets. The sole purpose of this show is to pretend to be navigating you through the world, yet helping you waste your time more productively. The impeachment trial of Rigathi Gachagua, the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya, is now truly underway. As part of our ongoing series of the events surrounding this impeachment, we welcome you to another great episode of Real Politic, where we tell you what you don't want to hear or what you want to hear depending on your moods. In this episode, and for the first time, we give political advice without a fee. And that advice is that Gachagua must now lead his Murima folks to the Orange Democratic Party. But we digress. This show is produced by myself and co-written by GK, aka Truthful Man, aka Murima, aka BBI, aka Checkmate. And I'm your host, Castro Ambio. It is absurd that Kawira Mwangaza is still in office after having lost the confidence of her political peers, both at the County Assembly of Meru and the House of Senate, having been impeached per political procedure and through quasi-judicial proceedings thereof. Rigathi Gachagua was last week impeached by a House of elected representatives and today may suffer the same fate at the Senate, another institution of popular representation. We note and we are glad that the courts have declined to forestall the political loss of confidence by his peers in the first instance. His own political party and its elected representatives and the collective resolution of the elected body known as National Assembly have impeached Gachagua. The same fate, we argue, may befall him before the Senate. The mood is set. This is not about the quality of political intentions of the elected representatives, but a question of political decisions legitimately made by bodies comprising of elected representatives. We are here not looking at the quality of the decision to impeach, but the fact that these decisions were made by elected bodies. In mature democracies, loss of confidence by peers often results in the public officer in question resigning, so that politically they are not seen as stumbling blocks within the same administration whose agents do not have confidence with the impeached official. While we celebrate the Constitution of Kenya 2010, where the centrality of the Constitution is prominent, including on questions of raw politics resulting in judicialization of politics and policy making, we must always remember that the judiciary is the least democratic of the three branches of government. We are slowly allowing courts of law, at least theoretically speaking, to make and take on managerial functions that extend beyond the dispute adjudication role of the judiciary. The consequence is that the chain of democratic accountability has become distorted. Judges, having taken on policy making and managerial functions of the executive, there is no direct accountability that the public can impose on judges, who are all and elected officials. Recently, the Court of Appeal made findings in the BBI case, buttressing the decision of the High Court, whose import is to make the Constitution of Kenya exceedingly unamendable in the name of protecting it. The court also took upon itself to adjudicate a political matter, which, in our humble opinion, should have been left to the polity to decide at a referendum. Making the Constitution central to raw political and policy questions equally demands that there should be no breakdown of intra-institutional dialogue. The executive, parliament, and the judiciary should be working hand in glove within the state. The danger in mindless accelerated recourse to courts as a theater of and judicial review as a tool for finding answers to merely mortal predicaments and raw political controversies is simply to tilt the managerial and policy-making power in the state in favor of unelected officials against the executive and parliament, both comprising elected officials. A balance must be found, because if Rigathi is impeached, he will walk to the courts. And here's an aside. Our free political strategic advice to the Deputy President. The greatest political advice we can give Gachagua emanates from that saying, what is good for the goose is good for the gander. It has been found, and he has recently alluded to it, that Raila is a good man. In order to create serious political constipation and power his way to relevance, Geoffrey Rigathi Gachagua must now lead his Murima people in joining the Orange Democratic Party. If ODM is good for Ruto, then ODM must be good for Gachagua, as it was good to Uhuru. What is the worst ODM can do if Gachagua appears at Orange House on Monday with 2,000 well-fed Murima men and voluptuous women ready to register as ODM life members? That is what would be called a political checkmate that moves the country forward. And we argue it is the only path for the truthful man remaining relevant in the political matrix. Hey, truthful man, go ye forth and implode this thing. While at it, remember that this strategy has been used before. We are told about going into Kanu to cause a constipation in the cork, the tractor, the cork swallowing the tractor and causing it to constipate and implode. If they are accusing you of leading the Gen Z protests, then go ye into ODM and carry with you the Gen Z in it. Then let us see what those in ODM will do and what those in President Ruto's camp will do. You will find yourself in the middle, powerful. Until next time, thank you so much for watching. We welcome your comments, your review of our channel, criticism and critiques. We also welcome those who think or believe they have something that we can co-create and co-share on this platform. Thank you for watching. Subscribe. Go on and watch as Gachagua is impeached. And if you meet him, tell him about the free political advice we gave him. Goodbye. God bless.